Hey y'all, and welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be making some fried green tomatoes. These are some green tomatoes I still had on our vine, and the storm blew them down the other day. So I went ahead and picked my tomatoes, what was left on them that I was trying to let turn red. And I've got a few sitting out in the sun that we're going to let them turn, but I thought I would make just a couple fried green tomatoes with a few of the greens. And we're going to get started right here, and I'm going to show you what we're going to be using to make these homemade fried green tomatoes. Okay, you'll need your pan about a half an inch deep. You want your oil deep enough that your tomatoes can float and they won't stick to the bottom. And you'll be able to flip them over real easy, and enough oil should keep them from sticking to the bottom so they'll flip easy also. Okay, this is what we're going to be using. We're going to use a cup of cornmeal, a cup of all-purpose flour, and a cup of Italian breadcrumbs. You can use panko crumbs too. Those are good. And I'll use 2 eggs, some salt and black pepper, and our green tomatoes. And that's all it takes to make you a side of fried green tomatoes to go with any supper you might be having. This makes a great side, especially in the summer. For us, it's going to be a late summer and early fall, but I couldn't let these green tomatoes just go to waste. So I pulled up my vines, gave them to the chickens, and we're going to use these green tomatoes for a fall fried green tomato. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to lay my tomatoes out, and I just want to spread them out on this platter so I have plenty of room. And now I'm going to take my salt, and I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle each one with a little bit of salt. And that right there just helps it'll bring out the flavor of that tomato. And now we're going to put a little black pepper on each tomato also. And then we've already started letting our oil come up to temperature. And now we're going to take these eggs and just give them a good mix. Okay, and now I'm just going to reuse this plate, and I'm going to put each of my mixes together in this plate. And just get all that incorporated good together. Now you could use just flour and a little bit of cornmeal. And I've done it that way. I've done it with just plain cornmeal. Those are good. But today we're just mixing all 3 of these up. Since this is the last bit of our tomatoes we'll get for this year, we're going to fancy them up a little bit. And now we're just going to dip each tomato in our egg mix. We're not adding nothing to it. That's just plain 2 eggs beaten up. And just start battering our tomatoes. This will be just a quick little video, but I've always loved fried green tomatoes. I've always liked that movie years ago when that came out, Fried Green Tomatoes. I've watched it probably 50 times over the years. We'll just get all these battered. We'll bring you right back once the oil gets hot enough. Over here we've got apples cooking. Oh, they smell good too, y'all. Okay, we've got half of them battered. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to start dropping them in that oil. And it's good and hot. Just be careful so you don't burn yourself. And it won't take these no time to fry. See how that oil's deep? And you have plenty of oil in there. And you might not even have to flip them, but I think I will flip them one time. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start flipping them. Oh, that's going to be good, y'all. And it'll only take these tomatoes around 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start getting them out. Woo! That is going to be, have a good crust on it. Just hold them up a minute, let that oil drain off just a tiny bit, then place them on a paper towel. Or if you have a cookie sheet with a rack, that would work good. Especially if you was doing a real big batch, but this is just a smaller batch. Like I said, I didn't want to see my tomatoes go to waste. I went out there after that storm and they were laying on the ground. So the chickens had them a feast with the vines, and I picked my tomatoes, what was on there, off. Okay, now we're going to put the second go round in there. Most of y'all probably already know how to do fried green tomatoes, especially if you're from the South. But some people might not. So I just thought I'd share this quick little video on fried green tomatoes. They're going to be good, y'all. We'll give these another flip. Get them just a little bit darker. Okay, y'all. Look at that. How pretty that fried green tomato is. You see that pretty crust you got on it? If I can get it to focus. Okay, we're fixing to take these out. Just wanted these to get just a little bit darker because my oil had cooled down from the first batch. I had cut it down just a little bit, plus putting the tomatoes in there cools it down. But even though these are a little bit lighter, that right there is going to be some good country eating right there. And see how when you put you enough oil in your pan, they don't even stick. They like deep fry. They float. Okay, we're going to go ahead. We're going to get this batch out. And you can tell there is a little bit of a difference in the brownness, but that's okay. They're going to all eat good, y'all. And cut that oil off. Ooh, look at that. Okay, while we just got them out of the oil and they're still sizzling hot, we're going to add just a little bit more salt. And just a little bit of black pepper. Now, if you don't want this extra black pepper and salt, you don't have to, but Travis and myself, We love the salt and the black, especially the black pepper on a fried green tomato. But oh, those are going to be some good sides to go with our supper tonight. Look how pretty that crust turned down on that one. Okay, y'all, that's our video on our last bit of green tomatoes. We didn't let them go to waste. We made us some fried green tomatoes for the end of the season. I hope y'all like this video, and if you do, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like, and share our videos. Thanks for watching. We're going to try a bite of one of our fried green tomatoes. They're good, y'all. You need to give this a try. I could eat that whole plate just for my supper, but I got to share. We're going to add just a little bit more salt. Look how pretty that crust turned down on that one. Look at that. How pretty that fried green tomato is.